We know awkward fighters. Real fighters know awkward fighters. He's not an awkward fighter. He's just a dumb fighter.
You trying to kill me or I'm trying to kill you. You know, I think let's go in here and make this money. You know, it's more of a business tactic than anything.
Tank is not the guy that knows how to sell a fight. Tank cannot sell a fight in his own division. You have the Paul brothers and they come over to boxing. Their idea from day one is we don't have the skills or the experience. What we're gonna do is we'll take on the absolute best guys, but they're gonna spot us somehow.
At the press conference, Gervonta Davis intensified the atmosphere by issuing a bold warning to Jake Paul. He declared that he intends to end the fight decisively, leaving no questions about the result. Davis stated he's coming in to knock Jake out and secure the victory, showing complete confidence in his power and determination.
He's a fighter that just started fighting. That's, you know how when somebody first come in the gym and yeah. When somebody first come in the gym and they've been coming for like a little minute, so they think they nice now. They ain't get all the everything down pat, but that's how he fight. I don't think he's an awkward fighter. Awkward is somebody, I don't want to call no names, but awkward is different from him. He's not awkward. We know awkward fighters. Real fighters know awkward fighters. He's not an awkward fighter. He's just a dumb fighter.
Eddie Hearn didn't hold back when commenting on the unusual matchup between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. He pointed out the clear gap between real boxing and entertainment-driven events, saying this fight leans heavily toward the latter. According to Hearn, it's not about skill or sporting credibility, but more about grabbing attention. He even laughed at the idea, calling it amusing, and emphasized that fans shouldn't confuse these kinds of exhibitions with top-level professional boxing. His remarks highlight the concern among traditional promoters that flashy spectacle bouts are starting to overshadow the true spirit of the sport.
We're getting Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. What can you tell me about that? What can you tell me about why Jake and Anthony has maybe been put to the side for now?
Yeah, they always told us that it was, we were looking at that fight for February of next year, and they always said that there was a chance that Jake would fight in November. I think, wasn't I the one that broke Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis 6 months ago or something? I knew that they'd agree that deal. I didn't know they were about to announce it then, but I did know that they'd agreed that deal previously. So I don't like it, if I'm honest. I mean, I think we need to really differentiate between boxing and an entertainment concept, and that's what that is. It's a freak show. It's entertainment. It's a lightweight fighting a cruiserweight. With, I don't know, is it bigger gloves and certain minutes per round? I don't know what it is, but I understand the market and I understand this freak show shock kind of the world mentality of people potentially tuning in. Is that a step too far? Maybe. I mean, I hated Jake Paul against Mike Tyson, but it did massive numbers. I hate Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis. It'll probably do massive numbers. So that's when you really have to differentiate yourself between, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it isn't going to do good business. Now, whether you want to be involved with it is another kettle of fish. I don't want to be involved with it, but I do respect the fact that it's going to do big numbers.
Ariel Helwani shared a different viewpoint, noting that fans often welcome and enjoy unconventional spectacles in MMA, yet react negatively when something similar happens in boxing. He called this a clear double standard. Helwani believes that while the Davis versus Paul matchup isn't traditional boxing, it still offers entertainment value for viewers. He stressed that this fight shouldn't be judged like championship bouts or official contests, but simply enjoyed as a one-time show. In his view, if audiences can accept spectacle fights in other combat sports, boxing fans should also be able to watch this one without harsh criticism.
Generally, I'm sure it'll be a little bit closer, maybe 200 to 150. How much bigger can Tank get? Why would that be somewhat celebrated in MMA, but in boxing it isn't? Do you know what I mean, Pete? In MMA, we sort of love the freak shows, but in boxing they don't. Why do you think that is? What does that say about us in MMA?
Well, we're a sick bunch of fucks, there's no doubt about that. But I will say...
You agree, right, or no?
Yeah, the idea of the MMA freak show is everybody coming together and saying, oh, we're going to watch a freak show. This is what this is. We know what this is. It is absolutely mental, what we're going to watch here. I think where people get annoyed with Jake is like, he even got me. You know what I mean? This guy is the greatest outrage farmer of all time. I saw his tweet and I was like, reading it, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, this is exactly what he fucking wants me to do. Like this is every time I'm doing this, he's in the game of getting eyeballs, and this is ridiculous. As long as why do I like an MMA freak show? Why would I watch Eddie Hall in an MMA fight against Dylan Dennis? I'll be like, this is fucking ridiculous, and I have to watch it. That's the way I feel about Jake Paul and Davis. I will watch it. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's all of us getting together to go to the circus for the evening. I think the reason why there's pushback against it when Jake does it is because Jake, and obviously tactfully, is going like, what are you talking about? This guy's a world champion. I took out Mike Tyson, he's a world champion. And then I'm going to take out Canelo and stuff like this. Like, he's winding us up. He's not agreeing to the stipulation that we're all agreeing on, which is, this is a freak show. This is absolutely mental. As long as we can agree with that, we can all enjoy it collectively.
Chael Sonnen took a much harsher stance, openly questioning Jake Paul's credibility as a boxer. He argued that the Paul brothers aren't recognized for true boxing skill, but for using their fame and money to land high-profile fights. Sonnen pointed out that Jake has a pattern of targeting well-known legends or accomplished fighters, even when there's a clear gap in technical ability. In his view, these matchups are less about fair competition and more about leveraging influence to grab attention. His sharp remarks echoed the belief of many critics who see this as a money-driven spectacle, rather than a real display of boxing talent.
Tank is not the guy that knows how to sell a fight. Tank cannot sell a fight in his own division. You have the Paul brothers and they come over to boxing. Their idea from day one is, we don't have the skills or the experience. What we're gonna do is we'll take on the absolute best guys, but they're gonna spot us some pounds. Tank has one job to do, that it doesn't make any difference, that boxing is a real sport. My skills versus your skill, of which I am an abundance of and of which you have none of. Tank is telling anybody that will listen that there's a size problem. My skills and my experience in boxing, I do not have to wonder who's in the bar tonight. Any bar I go to, I rule the bar. Well, no, it turns out that you don't. You just need some big guy to corner you, apparently. Boxing has never stood its ground. Boxing has never been able to explain why Floyd needed a half hour to get rid of a guy who's never boxed before. Hank Davis has already began this. When you choose a dum-dum, don't be surprised when he goes out and acts like a dum-dum.
One of the biggest talking points about this exhibition is the major size gap between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. Davis naturally competes at lightweight, while Paul fights closer to cruiserweight, creating a huge weight difference. This has sparked speculation that the fight might be more about show than competition. Some analysts argue that the matchup favors Jake either way. If he wins, he earns credibility by defeating a star boxer, and if he loses, critics will blame the size gap, not his skills. These suspicions have fueled rumors that the outcome could be planned to boost Paul's career.
He should beat Jake Paul, shouldn't he?
No, he shouldn't.
You don't think... Sorry, so... I thought we were all unanimous here.
He shouldn't.
Do you think Jake Paul beats Gervonta Davis?
70 pounds is 70 pounds.
Gervonta Davis is very small. 5'5".
He's tiny, bro.
5'5". You
That's
got Jake Paul
He's a little
6'1".
man.
If Jake Paul's tucking up
Move on.
and absorbing punishment for walking forward, and look, there's a way to run it.
Ryan Garcia drew parallels between this event and past controversial moments in boxing, like when Mike Tyson took part in exhibition bouts that fans never really wanted. He admitted that the audience isn't asking for a Davis versus Paul matchup either, yet such fights still move forward because of hype and money. Garcia emphasized that Davis is far smaller than Paul, which already makes the contest uneven. In his view, even if fans feel uneasy about it, they'll eventually accept it due to the buzz and financial power behind the fight.
Bro, that's a fucking disgrace of a fight.
Yeah.
You know it. Just like Mike Tyson, low-key was a disgrace, but we accepted it. But
Yeah.
he was 60 years old. I mean,
Right.
the Castros don't see the weight difference. They see Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
And if Gervonta Davis doesn't fuck up Jake Paul, they're gonna think Jake Paul is some pound-for-pound champion type of fighter.
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis he's actually really small. Like when I fought him, he's small.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a very unfair fight.
Jake Paul escalated the rivalry by pulling off one of his trademark publicity stunts. He posted a video in which he smashed a cake designed to look like Gervonta Davis, aiming to mock and provoke his opponent. The stunt instantly went viral, sparking a wave of reactions online. Known for his ability to generate buzz, Paul used the cake smashing moment to keep the spotlight on their feud. showing once again that he relies on mind games and spectacle just as much as actual boxing. Seeing Gervonta Davis face someone as large as Jake Paul will be a strange sight. The size gap is obvious, yet Davis brings clear advantages in speed, technique, and defensive skills. His quick footwork can help him stay out of range and slip heavy punches, while Paul will rely on his reach and strength. Landing clean shots on a smaller, elusive fighter like Davis may not be easy. This clash of styles, Davis's skill and defense against Paul's size and power, is what makes the matchup intriguing. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more updates.